It's showtime.
Hello and welcome to the KN Cast. This is the only Kid Nation podcast out there on the airwaves. My name is Tom Powell. Each week, I talk to my best friend, Jake Scheidel, and ask him if he did indeed watch a certain long-defunct reality show this week. Jake, how are you doing?
Doing great, Thomas. So excited for the end of the year. It's finally coming around. I watched so many car commercials yesterday, and you might say, why did you watch so many car commercials?
Why did you? I was good. You didn't even need to prompt me to say that I might say it. I was going to ask, why did you watch so many car commercials, Jake?
Well, you know,
how cold is it?
I've been watching a lot of Lost on Hulu, and they apparently only advertise cars during the holiday season and type 2 diabetes medication, which is not something I need. I need type 1 diabetes medication.
They got half of it right.
Yeah.
They got 50% of it. Unfortunately, the other 50% kind of invalidates it.
Yeah.
Jake, do all the cars have the stupid bows on them in the commercials?
Oh, of course. It's Christmas time. What do you expect? And then it's like, this dude covers his wife's eyes and is like, guess what? I'm going to hold my hands in front of your eyes and walk through the whole house the whole time. And then there's going to be a bow on a car, and you'll say, this is a very big purchase for a fairly minor holiday. Christmas is probably the most minor holiday, I think.
Well, if there's one thing I know this year, it's that everybody's going to be buying, like, extremely expensive gifts for Christmas.
Yeah, why not?
A lot of disposable income to throw around.
I love that, like, 8-9 months ago, all of the commercials were like, hey, shit's tough right now, we get it.
It's hard out there, man, we know.
But now all the commercials are like, hey, your life is exactly the same, but all of the actors are wearing a mask now, just like you. And it's like,
yeah, they're all like, you're gonna buy this. You're gonna buy this shit, right?
like you might as well. It's fucking Christmas. There's a reason it's called Toyotathon.
Look, we did the thing where we pretended that we knew what you were going through, but like, you know, you got to buy this shit now, right?
You have to. It's the economy. It's how the economy works.
It's the commercial equivalent of, Jake, you've seen the review episode Pancakes Divorce Pancakes, right?
Yes, I believe so.
In the first segment, when Forrest gets gets asked to review what it's like to eat 15 pancakes in one sitting, there's a point where he's about 10 or 11 in there and just looks miserable and has stopped, and his producer walks up to him and just goes, you know, you got to eat these pancakes, right?
Yeah, that's brands now. You gotta buy this car. You gotta buy this type 2 medication, even type 2 diabetes medication. It's important. Like, those are the two things on my Christmas list: a new car and medication that probably won't do anything for me. I love medication that's like, don't take this medicine for what we told you to take this medicine for, because it might actually be bad for you.
Yeah. Listen, we know what we said. Think about what we meant.
Yeah.
Well, Jake, on a Christmas list, you ask for things.
Mm-hmm.
So, right now, I feel compelled to ask you, did you watch Kid Nation last night?
Friday night and everyone's moving.
Oh, what was that sound?
What was that?
It sounded like someone opening a delicious beverage.
Oh.
Jake, I think before we get into Kid Nation, we should do a bottle check.
I think that's a great idea. What are you drinking over there, Thomas?
Well, Jake, I'm drinking a delicious San Pellegrino Limone and Menta. It is a lemon and mint sparkling juice beverage, and it is very delicious.
That does sound good. I'm drinking the former unofficial sponsor of this podcast, Mango Pineapple Uptime.
Oh, nice. Jake, you know what? Not to get too inside baseball here, but the my two choices for a beverage that I was going to open for bottle check were a regular sugar-free Uptime and this San Pellegrino, and I decided to go with the San Pel.
Oh, that's a good call. The regular one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't regret it.
Yeah. I got a regular Uptime the other day. It's just not the same anymore.
How dare you? It's still the second best flavor.
No, it's the third best flavor.
Fuck you.
Shut the fuck up. Okay, we agree. White peach tea lemonade is number one, right?
It's the best. It is number one with a bullet. I don't think anything's going to beat it.
Mango pineapple.
I would love to be
number
wrong
two.
about that. If they can make a better flavor than that, I would love to taste it.
Look,
but I don't think they can.
They're busy not sponsoring podcasts to create new flavors. We can't
Yeah.
expect anything from them. second best mango pineapple, third best classic, fourth best blueberry pomegranate, fifth best blood
I
orange.
don't understand. I don't understand the love for the mango pine. Like, I think it's decent, but I think I like it less than the blueberry one.
Oh, really? I think the blueberry one's fine, but it's just, I don't know.
That's how I feel about the mango pineapple one.
Yeah. Well, how would you rank them, Thomas? The 5 flavors.
I would rank them white peach lemonade,
Mm-hmm.
original, probably the blueberry one. I'd say that and the mango pineapple one are about even for me.
Okay. Okay.
And then blood orange, because it's not very good.
Thomas, I just wish that you would, let me talk about what my favorite flavors of Uptime were. Speaking of things called Let Me Talk, that was the name of this week's episode. God damn, that was a really bad transition.
Yeah, and you really, you put thought into
I
it.
certainly
and it still
obungled
sucked.
that one.
Yeah, classic Obungle.
This episode was called Let Me Talk. What do you think of that episode title?
I mean, it certainly didn't seem like anyone was stopping these kids from talking, because they were doing, there's a whole lot of talking this week.
Whole lot of it. First,
Should have been a little more listening. Maybe,
Mm.
maybe I don't want to hear these kids talk so much. Maybe that's...
dude, yeah. Kids talk
I don't
too
know, man.
much.
Last week's episode, I was like, you know what, this is fine. This week's episode, back in the doldrums,
Here's
man.
what I want to see out of a Kid Nation.
I don't like this. I do not like this show.
Children are meant to be seen, not heard, as we learned from Arrested Development, right? Or just life.
Oh yeah, the school, the Milford man, the Milford Academy.
I just
You
want
can
to
always
see.
tell. You can always tell Milford man.
I just want to see these kids, these 30 to 40 kids. I don't know how many of them there are anymore. Just working in a desert, and I don't want to hear a fucking peep from them.
Yeah,
That's not why I tuned
maybe
into this show.
If Jonathan Carr speaks to them, maybe they're allowed to talk.
Jonathan
Maybe.
Karsh. Jonathan Karsh, I wish was like the David Attenborough of this show. Just look at these children; they are working. This one's named Cody. A bull is gonna spear him. He's gonna die later. This is the Kid Nation. This episode first aired on November 21, 2007. Do you know why November 21st is significant, Thomas?
Why is it significant?
Not only is it Carly Rae Jepsen's birthday, but it's also the Bella twins' birthday. So,
Damn.
pretty exciting day, November 21.
There were no stars in the sky on November 21st. They were all having birthdays.
Last week's episode got 7.53 million viewers, which I believe was a bit of an uptick that was unexpected. How many viewers do you think this one got?
Sorry, can you repeat how many it got? You said 7.5?
7.5 million, yeah. Approximately.
7.5 million. I'm gonna say back down to 6.9.
Oh shit, Thomas! It's that time whenever we do this, we watch an old show when you finally get the I don't know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, the correct answer is 6.88 million. You finally got the
Oh
rhythm
man,
down.
they were so close. They were so close to the number.
I think this is the closest you've gotten on Kid Nation.
Jake, do you feel like the sex number has become less funny while the weed number has continued to be funny?
That's such an important question.
I feel like the saying nice because of the sex number thing is starting to lose its luster. Which, honestly, this is how the cycle needs to go, because it needs to become cringe to say it so that people will say it ironically as a joke, and then it's funny again. Because that's what happened the first time
Yeah,
around.
like Borat.
And then I think people have gotten a little too sincere with saying the sex number, and so I think it needs to become like an annoying thing to do for it to then come back around.
I saw
The weed, honestly though, the weed number always.
always funny, always good. I saw a tweet a few months ago that was pretty good with Pavlov's.
This has been Jake's tweet update. What if that was the whole story?
I saw a tweet a few months ago. Haven't logged on
Yeah,
since.
I've seen one of those tweets before.
You
It's
seen
pretty
these
funny.
tweets? It said it was like a Pavlov, the scientist who did the thing with the dog. He said, we tried this experiment, so everybody says. I don't remember the tweet, but anyway, they did the experiment
going great.
69 times. And then the guy said nice, and it was pretty funny. So anyway, find that tweet. You probably remember.
Thank you for that update, Jake.
Welcome. This was everybody's favorite. Look, Thomas, you've got your IMDb corner. I've got my old tweets corner.
Yeah. Jake's gonna be monitoring the tweets. We'll come back to him, whenever we need, there's any breaking news about a potential funny tweet.
From 3 to 6 months ago.
Yeah, you saw Jake. Yeah, Jake. 6 months from now, will be talking about how he saw a tweet about how you're saying a shrimp fried this rice.
God, I was just going to mention the shrimp fried rice tweet. Okay, so we start off in last week's town meeting. Zach makes a speech to keep his seat, and he says he will progress more with time. Then Blaine makes his speech, and he says, hey, do you think that the sex number is less funny and the weed number continues to grow more funny? And then everybody said, yes,
And you know what?
you are correct, Blaine.
Yeah. Honestly, pretty good point, Blaine.
Yeah, I'd vote for Blaine. Guylan asks to be voted off, so the council, so DK doesn't even make a speech.
Jake, are you saying that he is no longer the guy for this land?
No, I would say Guylan is the guy for this land because he knows where he needs to be, and that's, what The Rock said, stay in your lane or whatever. And if you're going to change lanes, please use your blinker.
Jake, I'm enjoying your the theme this episode being you remembering 75% of something and then giving up at the end.
That's my whole life. It's like, no, I guarantee I know this. I just can't articulate it. Like, there was that...
Oh, who gives it? Yeah, you're doing the Joe Biden, I shouldn't say that. Hell.
Well, it's as
Stalling out right at the finish line.
like Blaine said, you need leaders who are able to motivate, and I feel like Joe Biden is a person I can look up to, and he motivates me to mostly remember something. Look, the teachers said that we wouldn't have calculators in our pockets, and guess what? Now we do. So I'm not learning shit. I got it in my pocket.
So who's stupid now?
Yeah.
Who's stupid now,
Fucking
teachers?
school. Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, teachers, leave those kids alone. Pink Floyd, The Wall.
Laurel makes her speech and says that she loves this job and her district. Michael makes his speech and says that he wants to test himself. Anjay makes his speech and says, look at my record. Which, honestly, that was the right move for Anjay. They've done really good with Anjay in charge.
Anjay was sunk when he couldn't tell them how much a gallon of milk cost, showing that he was separate from the common man.
Well, I feel like he shouldn't have worn that supersized helmet when he got in that dune buggy that they won. That was just embarrassing.
Ultimately embarrassing. Yeah, they thought it was going to make him look tough, and it made him look like a goober.
Yeah, and then I thought it was weird how he ended his speech by just yelling "Bia" like that. Like,
yeah, the fact that they had him out there like windsurfing to try and make him look cool.
He's a flip flopper.
I'm Anjay, and I'm reporting for duty.
Greg makes his speech and says, "Maybe this is my chance," which. I don't know why people fell for that. That's what Taylor was saying all the time, every week when she was on the council, and then people still voted for Greg. Anyway,
yeah.
Who would you have voted for in each district?
I would not have voted for Greg.
Good call.
Frankly, I was kind of shocked that he won by the margin he won by. I would have gone Greg.
You would have not voted for Greg.
Sorry, I would not have voted for. I would have voted for
I'm not going to vote for Greg. My first vote is going to Greg.
Yeah. Anjay, Blaine, Michael, probably Guylan over DK.
Even though he said he didn't want it.
You couldn't, even though Guylan resigned.
Yeah. So
I think DK. I don't know.
Yeah.
DK, I think, is a helpful community member. I just don't know if he's a leader.
What about Laurel and Michael? Who would you vote between those two?
I said Michael. Laurel was doing okay. I think Michael is a decent leader. And I also think, I don't know, this wasn't really a referendum on Laurel. It was more just like, hey, Laurel is the only person that's been on. I guess Anjay had been on there from the start, too. But it's like, she's been on there for a while. There's plenty of other people in the Green District that are actual good choices to be on the council. Let's put somebody else on there and see how they do.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I don't think you need to have somebody be on the council the entire time. I think that's not fun to do.
Agreed. In
the same way that if Blue had run somebody other than Greg against Anjay, I would have been like, yeah, probably time for Anjay to step down. But since it was Greg, no.
Yeah. I would have voted for Blaine, DK, And I would have voted for Laurel and Andre to keep their seats. I think they're doing a good job. But I wasn't in the Kid
I don't know.
Nation.
I was validated in my thinking that Michael should be on there over Laurel by Laurel being an enormous baby about it for the entire episode.
Yeah. Oh, you're going to cry about it?
Worse than Mike! Worse than Mike being a baby about
I
it.
hate Mike so much. Sorry, I know he's a child,
and-
but this child
yeah.
fucking annoys me.
Yeah, well, what does that say about how Laurel was taking this?
Laurel is dealing with a lot, okay? So the kids...
She threatened to go home over it.
Yeah, probably because she looks up to the president. If I don't win the election, I'm going to fucking leave. Anyway, the Kid Nation to the polls.
Laurel won by a lot.
The Kid Nation to the polls, so that's good. The Green District votes for Michael, 6-3. I was surprised it wasn't closer than that. Well, I guess...
I wasn't. I think people were
5
like,
to 4.
Laurel did... Like, Laurel ran unopposed the first time around. I think people were just like, we like Michael. Let's see how it goes.
Like
Put someone
Mike.
else on there. And everybody came over and hugged her and was like, you did a really good job. Like, this wasn't because we thought you didn't do a good job.
Yeah.
So...
Yellow District votes for Blaine, 5-4. Good call from them. Blaine, man, what a dude. Love that guy.
Yeah, Blaine's great. The problem with the council thing was that it reunited Blaine and Greg, because Blaine solo, great.
Love that dude. Blue votes for Greg, 7-2. Who do you think
I
the other
couldn't
vote for
believe it.
Andre was, other than himself, obviously?
Didn't they say it was the little, like, the younger kid on there?
Oh, probably Alex. Alex is his best friend.
Yeah, I think Alex was like, Anjay's done a perfectly fine job.
Yeah.
I don't know why people wouldn't vote for
I
him.
like Alex. And then they...
Alex probably the other smartest person in Blue, despite being like 7 years old.
Yeah, I think if he had been older, he probably would have done a good
Yeah,
job
you
on
could
the...
easily could have run if
on
you
the-
weren't 7 years
Yeah.
old.
Then they didn't even read the Red District's votes, which, like, is this what our Kid Nation has come to? You're not even going to read the votes?
Yeah, what are they trying to hide?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know.
What if everybody was like, no, Guylan, you're actually doing a really good job, and we won't respect your wishes to leave the council. We voted you in for a reason. Do your fucking job.
Defend the election.
Yeah. Everybody is now worried that Blaine and Greg are on the council together. Sophia says it's like someone won a presidential election without a background check. I just gotta say to Sophia, ha 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 ha. That's very funny. Just wait
That could
9
never happen.
years, Sophia. Ha ha ha. It's so funny.
Honestly, I feel like when Greg, there's a Brass Eye sketch where there's a like notorious pedophile who there's a news story about him getting like NASA shooting him into space to isolate him. It's like, but tragically, a young boy was included on the flight up. It's a quote from NASA. This is the one thing we didn't want to happen. And that's how I felt about Greg getting elected. It was the one thing we didn't want to happen.
And here we are. And then the new town council, decides to hold the communication game where everyone would have to get up, give their age, sex, and location, and nobody's allowed to interrupt, or they'll have to start all over. This was bad, I think.
Well, it's not just that it was bad. It's like a really stupid, like, aggressive... This isn't like the bad disciplinary and football coach playbook of being like, I'm going to instill discipline by making everyone on the team hate me.
Yeah.
But also the fact that it was coming from fucking Greg, the most disrespectful person in the entire, like, town. Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, nobody's gonna listen to, like, they have to have a messenger they respect, and maybe that could have been DK. Maybe it could have been Michael. Maybe it could have been Blaine, but it couldn't have been Greg.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get it. Like, this is the thing that always bothers me with this show, is every week they introduce some conflict that hadn't been a conflict up until this point. Like the equality thing last week, it was like, oh, I didn't realize that was an issue that anybody cared about. So you're creating a problem in the beginning and then solving it by the end, which I guess is just how television works. But like, you need to build to it throughout the season, I feel like.
Yeah, they're exaggerating a problem and creating a worse problem in the process.
Well, like the fucking...
in that immediately no one respects the council.
Yeah. At one point, Natasha is bored and says something. I don't remember exactly what she said, but they have to start all over. And then when they have to start all over, DK says they have to, quote, deal with it, which is something that Taylor always said.
Classic Taylor. Classic Taylor tactics there.
Yes. This reminded me...
Tim the Toolman Taylor. Is that anything?
Yeah, it's something.
Tim Allen's in the news now.
Yeah. This was like in Lost when they're all telling Jack that he can't save Boone, and then Jack says, don't tell me what I can't do, because that's what Locke always says. Remember?
I look, one of us is watching Lost right now. I don't remember this.
You know how Locke's always like, don't tell me what I can't do because he's in a wheelchair?
I know how Locke is like that. I don't remember Jack saying it.
Jack said it, and it was like, whoa,
I know what Locke
turn.
says.
Whoa, they're actually the same, even though they're always at each other's throats. It's a good show.
Thank you, Jake.
You're welcome. When it's Markel's turn to speak, he tells them that they've gone about this all wrong. Which, like...
He's correct.
Yeah, good use of your time there, Markel. I feel like we should have seen more from Markel. Every time he's on screen, I'm like, I like this dude. Everything he's doing is good.
Markel, voice of reason.
Yes. Michael apologizes to the Green District after the game, and Greg and Blaine are outside their window listening in, and they say that the town would just be better off if they just sat in the middle of town complimenting people all day.
Yeah, Jake, doing this like passive aggressive. This is great leadership, just doing passive aggressive shit. Also, I love them being like, we just happen to be walking by Green's cabin and overheard it. It's like, yeah, that's what was happening.
I mean, technically speaking, they're right. They were walking, and they were near the district's cabin. So all of that is true.
Yeah. Whenever I'm, just stumbling upon a conversation, I'm always sneaking to the side of the cabin like I'm in a fucking cartoon.
Yeah. They decide to do exactly what the Green District recommended. But instead of complimenting people, they just catcall all the girls who walk past. So that was gross. Good stuff, Greg, Blaine, and DK. Blaine's a little angel, but he can get corrupted pretty easily with Greg. And that's unfortunate.
Yeah, Greg's a bad influence on him.
Yeah. Michael finally intervenes and yells at them, and he yells the episode title. I'll tell you, Thomas, ever since I saw that episode title, I was not expecting it to come from Michael. But I guess it did. So, it's just like that. This is character development, I guess.
Just goes to show.
Yeah. You never know what you can expect at the Kid Nation. Blaine threatens that they won't give the gold star to anyone. Seems bad.
Yeah, this was incredibly stupid. And it's like, that's the thing too, is it's entirely for petty reasons too. Like, it's just compounding petty bullshit. Mm-hmm. That's what you get when Greg is on the council.
Yeah. I was really hoping for Greg to like turn a new leaf and be a good dude now. But he's not, and I've really given up hope that he will by the end of the show because there's only 3 episodes left. Anyway, at the council meeting, Greg apologizes to Michael. DK tells Taylor that she won't get the reward if she doesn't start helping, and she tells him that she's going to go home because she made a promise to Randy.
Taylor's impossible to deal with.
Yeah.
There's just nothing you can do.
Yeah, I don't know. Then they have their showdown, and they have to carry pies across some beams, and then they go down a slide and put the pies in the correct order of the communication device on the bottom of the pan. Communication, that was what this episode was all about. I didn't realize they were having a bad time communicating. But apparently they did. Anyway, Emily eats the pie during the challenge because, as James Franco once said, it's so good.
It's so good.
So good. Would you have been able to get all of the communication devices in order?
Yes, I would.
Do it now. Do you remember what they all were? There were 6 of them.
Okay, yeah, it was telegraph, typewriter, telephone, phonograph, radio, television.
There you go. First try. So that's exciting.
Look, some people are just that good, you know? That's just how it goes.
What about the iPhone?
iPhone, I think, before telegraph.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
This was delightful to hear kids be very wrong in dumb ways.
Yeah.
Like Blaine saying that a phonograph couldn't have come before radio because there are CDs in there.
Well, you have to remember, radio did come first, as he said.
Yes.
The blue district becomes the upper class. Literally, Thomas, this is what, the 10th episode of Kid Nation we've done? I still want to call them tribes and not districts.
Yeah.
I have to bite my tongue every time I'm about to say tribes. Blue.
Listen, we just...
Yeah.
We all wish that it could be Survivor and not Kid Nation. I think that's what it comes... It's wishful thinking on our part.
It's really true. Just like, oh, wouldn't this be cool if it was actually Survivor? Blue becomes the upper class again. That's 5 times they're the upper class. That's great. That's the most of anybody. Green becomes the merchants. Yellow becomes the cooks. That's the 5th time for them in that position. Red becomes the laborers for the 4th time, which is the most of anyone up to this point. They get to choose between ponies and letters from home. Which one would you choose, Thomas, if you were on the Kid Nation Council? The KNC.
Initially, I said letters from home. I will say there was a part of me that was kind of agreeing with, I think it was DK that was saying, like, you know, we're going home in 10 days, right? Like, everybody's going to get to see everybody. And I think he was actually right. Like, nobody ended up leaving. But I think he was right that the letters kind of made people more homesick than anything.
I would have loved a pony. Why not?
That's the thing, too. The pony, you'll remember having that experience. I thought the ponies were, like, kind of a... Like, I don't think they would have been that functionally useful to haul stuff. But, like, you could have been like, yeah, I got to hang out with ponies. It was fun.
Yeah.
Like,
And maybe
you would have gotten an experience
you
out
get
of
to
it.
go for a ride on a pony in the desert. Like, that
Plus, like,
sounds
we
fun.
could have gotten the joy of them denying Taylor any use of the ponies.
Yeah, that would have been really fun to watch. Whatever. Maybe next time.
Ah, well. I don't think I mean, whatever. The letters
Yeah.
were... I understand why you...
Yeah, they choose the letters from home, and then when they finally give Taylor hers, she agrees to fix her reputation and work harder. Hey, guess what? I fucking doubt it.
Don't believe her lies.
I seriously doubt that is going to happen. They're going home in 10 days. She's not going to start working now. Honestly, why doesn't she just go home? Like, it's been this long.
Do us all a favor.
Yeah. Back in town, they go and read their letters, and we learn that Greg's brother is going to Iraq.
It was his cousin, but...
Oh, was it his cousin? I thought he said brother.
No, it was his cousin.
Either way.
A somber moment.
Osamba
Again,
moment.
maybe would have been better if he hadn't gotten the letter.
Would you say, because we're still in Iraq, right?
Not, like, officially, but I think we still have, like, private military contractors there and stuff. So we're there.
Would you say that the Iraq War is the last remnant of 2007 in today's culture? 13 years later?
I would say no, because we are also still in Afghanistan.
I was going to say the last remnant...
Also, Maroon 5 are still around.
Okay. I was going to say the last remnant of 2007 in today's culture was the iPhone. 2007, did you know that?
I guess Beyonce is, like, as big in 2020 as she was in 2007.
Doesn't even want to talk about fucking iPhones. Whatever. It's fine, Thomas. We don't have to talk about the first iPhone. Whatever. Anyway, let's get into these wildlife shots. There were cows, which we've talked about in episode 3 of the KN Cast. You can go back and download that. Chickens, which we determined are not wildlife. They are domesticated animals. And I guess ponies, too. But again, domesticated animals. We don't need to know more about them. So, that's it. That's the wildlife shots for this week in Kid Nation. For all the shit we talk about Survivor sticking around in Fiji, they give us a lot more wildlife shots than this. So, bring back Survivor, Jeff. We're fucking begging you.
Yeah, we need it. We need it real bad.
Then there's a town meeting, like there is every week. How long do you think it is between each town meeting? Is it a daily thing? Can't be a daily thing because there's 40,
I'd say 2 days.
I think 2 days?
I say they give him a day off.
Yeah. I don't know. Everybody's mad at Greg because Greg's the new tailor on the town council. Greg asks the town how many people want him to go home, and they eventually talk him down. And when Jonathan Karsh asks him if he sees their point, he talks about how he can see things from both sides. Where have we heard that one before? I don't like Greg anymore. I used to like Greg. I don't like Greg anymore.
No, he was like... my favorite part of this was Blaine just being like, stepping in and just being like, you need to shut up, Greg.
Yeah.
Like, you know what you're doing right now.
Yeah. Both sides, great stuff. Then they finally give the gold star to Laurel, which I believe was well deserved.
Yeah, I think as much as I was annoyed with her being a giant baby all episode, this was a reward for past services rendered.
So I did a
Also, we got maybe my favorite moment on the entire
tell
show.
me.
Which is getting to hear Laurel's mom's extremely thick Boston
oh
accent.
my god, I know, it's so funny. What is that? Why do they do that?
You got a gold star.
Oh, I'm gonna come
That's
pick
not
you
what
up
it
in my
sounded
car.
like. Yeah.
You just not have R's? Massachusetts, no R in that. Boston, no R in that. I guess they just never learned how to use that letter. But you know, that's fine. Laurel. Man.
Lol.
Bad stuff, Boston. Yeah. Laurel, okay, so last week we talked about Survivor's same names and using people in Kid Nation on one tribe and Survivor on the other. I did do Laurel and Lol. And Kid Nation Laurel took third place, and first and second tied in the final vote, so Laurel had to make the deciding vote on Brant and Steele.
Oh, wow.
How perfect is that? It's funny. I'm laughing. I'm still laughing about it. Okay, Thomas, guess what it's time for? It's been a long time since we've done this segment, but it's happening. It is called The Challenge Joke.
Challenge Show is back.
Challenge Joke is back. Challenge
They
36
said it
has been
couldn't
announced.
happen.
But guess what? They did it. They quarantined for 2 weeks, flew to Iceland, did a whole show, stopped filming, and now it's coming out in like 3 weeks.
The absolute madmen.
That was actually Total Madness was last season. This season's called Double Agents. So nobody's mad this time. The cast is as follows. Are you ready? Who do you want?
Yes.
Who do you... never mind. I'm not going to ask that question because you don't care.
Just tell me.
Okay. There's a few people who I don't know anything about, such as Joseph Allen, who was in America's Got Talent last year. It's his first season. Nam Vo, who was on that show Ultimate Beastmaster in 2017. People are very excited to see him, and for a good reason. And then there's, of course, Zendaya is Michi Harris from X on the Beach 3 in 2019. Amber Martinez from 808s and Heartbreak in 2019. It's her first season. Gabby Allen from Love Island UK 3 in 2017. She's a rookie as well. Kyle Christie, who was on Season 8 of Geordie Shore in 2014. This will be his 6th appearance. He's had 2 finals and 0 wins. Olivia Jawando from Shipwrecked Battle of the Islands in 2019. Oh, Thomas, Island of the Idols, right? That's the name of the actual Survivor season.
Yes.
But we always call it, jokingly, Island of the Islands.
Island of the Islands, yes.
I was talking about Jennifer Hudson because she was in Cats, and I'm not going to explain why I was talking about Cats this morning.
American Island of the Islands.
I accidentally called, I was like, "What? Who was that person who was on American Islands? Excuse me, American Idol?" So my brain's been corrupted by this stupid fucking podcast. Also from Shipwrecked Battle of the Idols is Big T. She was on 2019 on that show. This is her third appearance. She's been to 0 finals and has had 0 wins, obviously. Amber Bozotra. Oh, Big T is great. Big T is a lot of fun. Last year she had to leave because she jumped out of her bed and cut her foot open on a chair. Well, she was very drunk. It's so funny. Amber Bozotra from Big Brother 16 in 2014. It's her first season. Also from Big Brother is the winner of Big Brother 19 in 2017 is Josh Martinez. This is his 4th appearance on the show. He's been to 0 finals and has had 0 wins and is 0 for 3 in eliminations.
Oh, wow.
I don't know why they keep bringing him back. Everyone hates him. Nobody on the cast likes him. Nobody in the audience likes him. But he won Big Brother, so I guess there's potential there. Also a winner of Big Brother 20 is Casey Clark. This is her 2nd appearance. She made it to the finals last season, but did not win. Also from Big Brother 20 is Fessy Shafat. 2nd appearance, he went to 1 final last season, has had 0 wins, but he is kind of the newest member of the Young Bucks Alliance. Do you know who the Young Bucks are?
Yeah, it's Matt Jackson and the other one, the tag team.
Nick Jackson. Right? Isn't it?
Yeah,
Matt
it is Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in the Elite, Kenny Omega.
Elite, yeah. Kenny Omega's not one of them. Kenny Omega's not in the Young Bucks? Shut up. Get out of here.
No, he's not. He's in the Elite. The Elite are like the...
Oh, right. Yeah. There's too many groups in that wrestling promotion. Anyway, wrestling's bad. No, the Young Bucks are an alliance in the Challenge. The leader of this alliance is our friend from back home, Corey Wharton, who was on Real World Explosion in 2014. This will be his 8th appearance. He
still hasn't won.
3 finals, has yet to win. He came in 3rd place last season, so that's pretty good. Nelson Thomas is the other person in the Young Bucks Alliance. He was on Are You the One 3 in 2015. This is his 7th appearance. He's made it to 1 final, has had 0 wins, but he is 9-3-1 in eliminations. He has one of the best elimination records.
It's pretty good.
He's only been on 6 shows up to this point, and he has been in 13 eliminations. Like, people really wanted to get him out his first season, but guess what? You can't. Now we'll probably get to people you've recognized. Or I guess we're in that already. Whatever. Ashley Mitchell, also from Real World Explosion. This is her 8th appearance. 3 finals, 2 wins. Ashley Millionaire Mitchell is what they call her. Anissa is back. She was on Real World Chicago in 2002. This will be her 14th appearance. 2 finals, 0 wins. She has not been to a final since 2009, when the show was still called Real World Road Rules Challenge. So it's been a while for her. It's also been a while for Wes Bergman, who's on Real World Austin in 2005. 14th appearance, this will be 5 finals, 2 wins. Last win was when he was paired with CT in Rivals 2 in 2011. Speaking of CT, he's also on this season.
Yeah, you can't be a challenge season without CT.
Yeah. This will be his 18th appearance. He's had 8 finals, 3 wins in there. That's exciting. Darrell Taylor. Do you know Darrell? I don't remember if he's ever been on a season you've watched.
I don't really remember.
He's impressive. He was on Road Rules Campus Crawl, also in 2002. This will be his 9th appearance. He's been to 4 finals. He's won 4 times. The first 4 challenges he was on, he won. So that's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
It's very impressive. Up next is Teresa Jones from the Challenge Fresh Meat 2 in 2010. This will be her 7th appearance. She's been to 1 final, 0 wins. This is her first appearance in 10 seasons. So people are excited about her. Nicole Zanata, do you remember her?
Refresh my memory.
Well, she was on Real World Skeletons, which was Real World Chicago 2 in 2015. This will be her 3rd appearance. She's been to 2 finals, has yet to win. She's got a very strong, Staten Island accent, and people seem to hate her, but I think she's a lot of fun. Nani Gonzalez is next. Everybody loves Nani. Real World Las Vegas in 11. 10th appearance, 1 final, 0 wins, because that's the Nani Gonzalez story. She'll never win. Somebody who might win, who is also from Real World Las Vegas in 2011, in their 12th appearance, 4 finals, 0 wins, is Leroy Garrett. Come on, Leroy, just fucking win on already.
Yeah, please. We all want it. We want this for you. Just please let us have this.
I feel like the audience wants to see Leroy win more than Leroy wants to see Leroy win. But whatever. Maybe he'll do well this time because his girlfriend Cam Williams is on this season from Are You the One? 5 in 2017. 5th appearance, 2 finals, 0 wins. Oh yeah, Cam is the reason they lost because she was the only smart person on that season and she found her match like third week in. But if she hadn't, they would have won by the end of it. But they didn't. Cam's great. Devin's also back from Are You the One 3 in 2015. 5th appearance, 1 final, 0 wins. Tori Deal, also from Are You the One, season 4 in 2016. 5th appearance, 2 finals, 0 wins. And here's where we get the good ones. From WWE, it is Lio Rush, the former Cruiserweight Champion and valet for the almighty Bobby Lashley. It's his first season. I'm very excited to see what he does, because I never really cared for him in wrestling, but maybe he'll do well here. I don't know.
I think for the physical stuff he will.
He's small, though. He's a lot smaller than, like, almost everybody on the show.
I mean, he is, but he does, like, acrobatic, like, flippy wrestling shit, so...
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, a lot of the challenges on the challenge are carry this heavy metal from this big piece of metal to this other big piece of metal.
I suppose that's true.
So, we'll see how he does. I mean, I'm sure he's very strong, too. You know who else is very strong? Fucking Lolo Jones.
Oh, I'm so happy about that.
This is technically her first season, although she did compete on Champs vs. Pros. I don't remember how she did on that show, but apparently she was crazy in Big Brother when she was on that show. So that'll be fun. And speaking of Survivor, which we always are, from Survivor's Millennials vs. Gen X, in his second appearance, it is Jay Starrett, our friend from back home. And finally, rounding it out, the person I am most excited to see is the runner-up for Survivor's Winners at War and the winner of San Wandel Survivor. It is Natalie Anderson.
Yeah!
And I hope she does well. I don't see how she couldn't. She's so good.
No, she absolutely will.
Because I remember watching Winners at War when she was on the edge. And I know I'm not the only person who thought this, but I was just like, she's going to do so good on the challenge. She's just so strong and, like, cardio. She's strong in cardio, you know? Anyway, that's going to be fun. Also fun, this is the first season in 13 seasons without Jonathan Bananas. He's been on every single season but 3 since he debuted on season 13. It's now season 36. So, I'm very happy about that. This cast, I'm so excited about this cast. Anyway, that starts December 9th, so I know we said we're going to do Marquesas next, but I think we might actually do the challenge next.
Yeah, I mean, we got a live show airing, so I think that's probably what we should do.
Yeah. So, we'll do Marquesas whenever. But that's the next Survivor season we're doing, because it's going to be a while before there's a new, fresh one for us. Hey, Thomas, do you remember when we had an episode of this podcast called Ref Probst? Where we talked about Jeff Probst if he was a referee?
Excuse me?
Ref Probst?
Are you proposing this?
No, this is a thing we talked about like several years ago. But when you Google Ref Probst, guess what the first result is?
What?
This podcast, baby.
Yeah, all right.
So this week on Survivor...
Even I don't remember.
Yeah, well, it's good stuff. This week on Survivor Wild West, Ref Probst does make an appearance because they do the basketball challenge. And we love basketball on this here podcast. This is really a podcast about reality television and friendship and also sometimes basketball. You can read this at survivorwildwest.tumblr.com. It's good, man. It's a lot of fun. If you want Survivor and you're tired of Kid Nation, but you want it in the desert, yeah, and you know how to read. I know how to read, Thomas. Okay, so you can read it there.
And write, apparently.
And write.
A true double threat.
And host a podcast. Triple threat, baby. Thomas, what's your Twitter? Talking about all these fucking tweets.
You can follow me at Tom Not Tom. Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay. You can follow the show at DYWSLN. That stands for Did You Watch Survivor Last Night? You can follow me at Jake Shadell or on Instagram. The show is the only Survivor podcast. We don't have a lot of followers there, so... Maybe if we ever used Instagram, we would have more followers, but I am old and don't know how Instagram works anymore. So... This is what happens when you date a Zoomer for 2 weeks and they say, you should start an Instagram for your podcast. So thanks to that person. It's really going well for our brand. You can review us on Apple Podcasts. Thomas, please tell us the Apple Podcast review.
Jake, I'm glad you asked. The review, that is the only review that you're allowed to leave there. It must be 5 stars. Otherwise they ban you from the Apple Store. It is... This is my favorite podcast. I like it better than all of the other podcasts. I give it a big thumbs up.
It's great. It's great. It's rhythmic. That's what I like about it. Is that iambic pentameter? Sounds like it. What's that? 10 syllables a line?
I think you're... Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Great news, Thomas. There's only 3 more episodes of Kid Nation.
We're so close.
We're so close.
I wish I would have gotten a letter from home while watching this episode. That would have made me feel better.
Dude, you're telling me. Next week, we're watching episode 11 of Kid Nation, which is called I Just Like the Recess Part. What do you think of that episode title?
Don't we all?
What are you expecting from that one?
I don't know. Maybe I'll have a recess from watching Kid Nation.
Soon enough. And then we'll get to watch hot drunk people fight in a nice house. And that's really all I'm looking for, to be honest.
Ain't that the dream? Living the dream, baby.
Yeah, good stuff. Well, that'll do it this week on the KN Cast. So, as we've said, every week it feels like for the last forever. Have a great quarantine.
Deuces.
Last day of the rest of my life, I wish I would've known cause I didn't kiss my mama goodbye. I didn't tell her that I loved her, how much I cared. I thank my pops for all the talks and all the wisdom he shared. Unaware, I just did what I always do. Every day the same routine before I skate off to school. But who knew that this day wasn't like the rest? Instead of taking the test, I took 2 to the chest. Call me blind, but I didn't see it coming. Everybody was running, but I couldn't hear nothing except gun blast. It happened so fast, I didn't really know this kid, though I survived in class. Maybe this kid was reaching out for love, or maybe for a moment he forgot who he was, or maybe this kid just wanted to be hugged. Whatever it was, I know it's because we are the youth of
Kid.
nation. We are youth of
Kid.
nation. We are the youth of
Kid.
nation. We are youth of
Kid.
Little Susie, she was only 12. She was given the world with every chance to excel. Hang with the boys and hear the stories they tell. She might act kinda proud but no respect for herself. She finds love in all the wrong places. The same situations, just different faces. Changed up her pace since her daddy left her. Too bad he never told her she deserved much better. Johnny boy always played the fool. He broke all the rules so you would think he was cool. He was never really one of the guys. No matter how hard he tried, up the thought of suicide. It's kind of hard when you ain't got no friends. He put his life to an end, they might remember him then. You cross the line and there's no turning back. Told the world how he felt with the sound of a gat. We are the youth of
Kid.
nation. We are youth of
Kid.
nation. We are
Kid. Kid. Yeah, remember when we changed it to that like 8 months ago?
Yeah, I thought it was gonna last like 2 or 3 weeks. And
Yeah, it was like, oh, this will be
9
fun
months.
for a month or two.
Yeah, won't that be a funny bit if we did that? And then it's not anymore.
Who's to blame for the life the tragedies claim? No matter what you say, it don't take away the pain that I feel inside. I'm tired of all the lies. Don't nobody know why. It's the blind leading the blind. Guess that's the way that the story goes. Will it ever make sense? Somebody's gotta know. There's gotta be more to life than this. There's gotta be more to everything I thought exists.
Kid. 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 Kid.
Hooray! We did it!